How you guys doing? My name is Corey Walden, 1987 graduate from Leo High School, and I'm here with Coach Jimalle. Really, is that it?
Really, yeah.
Really. So we're here to talk about his experience at Leo High School, and we're trying to get people, trying to give him an opportunity to express himself and let people know who he is. So the purpose of me sitting down here is to get information about who he is. So I'm quite sure we have a lot of questions that we want to ask him, and I'm just going to start off and get it going. Can you tell me who you are? What's your name, bro?
Jimalle Ridley, but I'm commonly known in the basketball world as Twin,
That's
Coach
Twin.
Twin.
Okay. So tell me, who is Coach Twin?
Coach Twin is a South Side resident of the city of Chicago, born and raised on the South Side, a triplet. So one of three. I'm called Twin, but I'm actually triplet.
Oh wow.
Been in the Chicago high school basketball scene since I was 18, 19 years old. I was brought in through the Mac Urban Fire AAU basketball program.
Okay.
Mr. Urban saw me one day at De La Salle High School, which is where I graduated from.
Okay.
And he asked me to jump into a drill to be like a blocking dummy.
Mm.
And that kind of got my coaching career started. And that one moment in time has taken me to several different programs, taking me to the college level. I'm a college graduate.
What school?
I graduated from Roosevelt University downtown.
Okay.
Downtown Chicago.
Okay. Great. Okay. Real quick. So you say you're a basketball coach. What is your definition of a basketball coach?
Well, a coach period is no different. It's just a title. It's no different than that of a parent or a teacher.
Okay.
My responsibility, or how I define a basketball coach, is someone who is able to take a group of young people, and even if they were men,
Okay.
take a group of young people and bring them together to achieve a goal.
Wow. Okay.
To bring a group together and make them better than what they were.
Right.
To get them to buy into something that's bigger than themselves.
So, How did you get these young men to buy into what you're doing? I mean, how are you able to relate or connect with them?
Well, there's no book or manual on how to coach. I mean, I'm sure there are books out there. I know there are books out there on some, coaches telling their stories. But in my opinion, for me, coaching or getting them to buy in, it's all about relationships.
Okay.
The relationships you build with them, the confidence that you're able to install in them, the ability to drive them.
Okay.
Put your foot on the accelerator, push them out of their comfort zone and further than what they are.
Okay.
So, for me, to get ultimate buy-in is to get into their head and to keep driving them to believe that together as one we're stronger.
Okay.
That no man is an island. That we all go together and move as one.
Okay.
And how you do that? I mean, you have to constantly be reinforcing it. You have to be anal about it. There are some things as a coach you have to be anal about. And one of the things that you have to be anal about is being together.
Okay.
So I told the kids at Leo already on several occasions. I told the players at Leo already on several occasions that y'all have to love each other. You can't like each other. You got to be in love with each other. This generation, they look at you funny. They think you're, being a little different.
Yeah.
And they have to understand that when I say love each other, I'm not talking about in a romantic way.
Okay.
I'm talking about loving each other in you're a support system for them. You care about them. You fight with them and for them.
Okay.
So those are the messages that we're sharing to our guys at Leo, and that's my vision of how we get guys to buy in to playing and being as well.
Okay. We're here today because you wanted to call a town hall meeting.
Yeah.
So basically, it's something that you wanted to say to the Leo world. It's a message that you think they need to hear. And I'm quite sure we've been in a situation and we have to allow coaching changes and things of that nature. What is it that you think the Leo alumni family needs to know? So what message do you want to deliver to them?
Well, first off, I'm thankful to have the opportunity to address the Leo alumni.
Okay.
I've never had that opportunity. I've never had a chance to speak to them at this level. right? To share with them my vision for the program, and to share with them my feelings. Number one, I want the Leo alumni to come back to our program. The ones who have left. I know that 2 years ago there was a lot of controversy and issues, and I know that many of the Leo alumni were not. I don't say they weren't in favor, but they were not supportive of someone who's a non-Leo graduate taking over the position. But I want them to know and have confidence that number one, I'm fully qualified to be our school's head basketball coach.
Okay.
I wanted to be a coach since I was 19. I've worked diligently. I've worked hard. I've been committed to the game of basketball and the young people going all the way back to when I was a teenager. And I want the alumni at Leo to know that the program is in good hands.
Okay.
It's in great hands. It's in the hands of someone who cares not only about our school, but cares about the history, the tradition of the program.
Okay.
Someone who is devoted a lot of time already, a lot of time, energy to building our program. And I want the Leo alumni to come back and give to these young people the same way that they would give it to.
Okay.
To
Absolutely.
get these guys to understand that Leo is not just another school.
Okay.
Right? It's not just the title on a building. That there's a tradition, there's a history. Going back to Andre Brown and Whiteside and Cleveland, to the 03-04 state championship team. And I want those guys to come back, to be at every single game, to be at every single home game, to be followers of our school, whether we're doing followers of our program, whether we're doing good or we're doing bad. They are committed and devoted
Okay.
to the Leo basketball program. And I want to extend that, extend my hand, extend my arm, welcome. And I want to meet them. I want our players to meet them. Most importantly, I want our players to hear them, hear their stories of Leo. Get them to understand that you're not just coming to any school. That you're not just walking into a building that is all boys on 79th Street.
Okay.
Again, that there's a history and a tradition that they need to respect, they need to understand, and that they need to give their all for every single practice or game. And so I want these guys to help, not help me. Well, yes, to help me, but also to help our players, not just the current players, but the future players in Leo, to understand that this is something bigger than themselves.
What would the presence? I mean, how do you think the presence of the alumni would affect the young men as far as their confidence? I mean, what would change if they all supported
Culture.
Culture.
I mean, it would help us continue to build our culture. The culture that we're trying to build. I mean, just think about any place. We talk about University of Kentucky fans, and their fan base. We always hear the term fan base. I mean, just think about it.
Okay.
I mean, the culture that it would bring. It will help our players, our current and our future players understand that we're not just any place. We're not just any program. Yeah, we struggled last year. Maybe, it's going to take us a while to get to where we want to be. But understand that it's bigger than what you think. It's not just a program that's defined by its record.
Gotcha.
We were 8-23 last year, but that record doesn't define what Leo basketball is. It doesn't define our history and our tradition.
Okay.
Similar to North Carolina. North Carolina had a down year last year, but we all know what North Carolina is.
Okay.
We all know what the history is.
Okay.
We all know what the tradition is. And it's the same thing.
Okay.
That the alumni coming back, being involved in our program, supporting our players is going to get us back to where we should be
Okay.
sooner rather than later. So it's just going to help our current and future guys understand the culture and the history and tradition of Leo.
How would you define the characteristic of a Leo basketball player? What was that player looking like?
Well, I remember playing Leo
Okay.
when I was in high school. And I've had to scout Leo in the past because when I was an assistant coach at Orr Academy, we played them in the super section. So I had to watch Leo. So I've watched Leo since I was a teenager, since I was 14 years old.
Okay.
A Leo basketball player is a tough guy.
Okay.
He's tough. I mean, he has unbelievable confidence. He's willing to run through a wall for his teammate, for his brother. He's a fighter. And he's passionate about his school and his school community.
Wow.
And so I think that those are the great characteristics of a Leo basketball player. And that's what we're trying to build in our guys now.
So what steps are you taking to instill those characteristics and those qualities? I mean, is there any
Well, here's one step just here. Just,
Okay.
just doing this. This is a major step, right? Is getting a chance to address the Leo alumni. Getting a chance to address those who have not been with the program recently and bringing them back in. Doing what we do every single day, which is coaching our guys up,
Okay.
building them, continuing to get into them and bring something out of them.
Okay.
So we're taking steps every single day within the rules, of course.
Okay.
To get those guys to buy in,
Okay.
to believe in what Leo's about.
Great. I'm glad that you're here with us, and glad you take the time out. So, are you able to win without the support of the alumni?
Well, yes.
I mean, I'm glad you said that. I don't
yes,
want
we're
you to say
able.
no. Yes.
Absolutely.
Confidence is a Leo thing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're definitely able to win without the support of the alumni. But I don't even want to think like that.
Okay.
I want our players need the support of our school, of our alumni. They need it. I mean, again, forget about what happened in the past in the past.
Okay.
Let's get past that. Let's move past that. That has nothing to do with the young men who are at Leo right now. It has nothing to do with me.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with any of that. If you have disagreements, and we all disagree. Right?
Okay.
I mean, we all have disagreements with people. If you have disagreements with, the current people at Leo, whether they be administration or not, that's okay. Don't take that out on the young men because they don't deserve that. They had nothing to do with that. Karan Shavers, who's a ninth grader at our school, who's really good, had nothing to do with that. Nate Stevens had nothing to do with that. Brandon Gandy has nothing to do with that. Stephen Bars, Marlo Moore, Cameron Doe, Emmanuel has nothing. They have nothing to do with that. So I think that we need to focus on those guys. How are we going to be a contributor to the program and to our players more than anything? And then just to harp on that too, again, these are African American young men. They're young black men.
Okay.
They are the greatest demographic that is at risk in this country.
Absolutely.
And so my thing is that we need to be devoting our time and energy towards helping them in every single way.
Okay.
So even if we got past the Leo thing, let's just look. I'm an alumnus of a school that makes a difference in young black men's lives every day. Why would we want to turn our back on it? Why would we want to step away with that because of controversy or because we have a disagreement?
Yeah. Adult issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not adults. I had nothing to do with it. They had nothing to do with it. Let's get past that. Let's move forward.
I totally agree. I totally understand because basically the reason I was fortunate enough to play college ball, I played college football, but it was by the support of Leo High School. The adults who took an interest in me, and when I was struggling in my family at the time, I had people who stepped in and cared and concerned.
Yeah.
I'm saying I had a surrogate parents who made sure that I did things I was supposed to do. And I think that's probably one of the main reasons that I was able to go to the next level. So I'm very, very grateful and thankful. And I take pride in trying to pay it forward. And I still work with the young men on a day-to-day basis. I do citywide safety and security for CPS where I'm going to school day-to-day. And one of the biggest things that we're dealing with is this violence out here.
Yeah.
And so we as adults need to step in and to just step in and help these young men make good decisions.
Flex team.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm familiar.
Absolutely. So we want to come in and make some change, and they need our presence.
Yeah.
So what is your relationship like with the parents?
It's I don't know what they would tell you.
Okay.
But I would hope that it's good. I mean, they trust me with their children.
Okay.
I don't think that, first of all, these are hard-working, devoted parents.
Okay.
Right? I mean, I have been in the living rooms, homes of parents who have, unfortunately, poor relationships with their kids. I've been in the homes of juveniles who have ankle monitors on their ankles, and the parent just really don't care.
Wow.
It's just not there.
Okay.
And that's not the case with these parents. These are committed parents.
Okay.
These are devoted parents. These are hard-working parents. These are caring parents.
Okay.
Loving parents. And I recognize that. And so I understand I have the pressure, I have the greatest asset in their life, which is their child.
Wow.
And so it's my responsibility to push them and to drive them.
Okay.
Sometimes I do it, I don't do it the way they want me to do it, which I'm sure they, I'd always be about it. But I understand that that this is their child.
Okay.
That they love their child. So I'm always aware of that in the back of my mind. And so I'm pushing them and driving them as hard as I can. And I think my relationship with my parents is great.
Okay.
I don't know if they would say that, but that's how I feel.
Everybody always have
Yeah.
Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
I don't know what they would say,
Okay.
but I believe it's good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to see that. How do you, as far as coaching philosophy, there's nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
Nature coach being the one who's firm, commanding, and understand I'm preparing you for life, and this is the way life is, and you have to learn how to deal with life. It's going to come at you.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the coaching style where there's a nurturing, where you have individuals who have been scarred and hurt and torn.
Yeah.
What is your style of coaching?
I think you got to be a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think my players will probably would have to be the best to ask that question to,
Okay.
other than me, because I'm gonna be biased about myself.
I got you. Okay.
But I think for me, I think I'm demanding. I think sometimes that demanding can be, it gets guys out of their comfort zone.
Okay.
I'm a driver. I do put my foot on the accelerator quite a bit. I think I'm extremely passionate.
Okay.
But again, I've been at places where we had kids who were high risk, who come from difficult situations.
Okay.
So I am sympathetic and understanding to those kids who are struggling, who have difficult things going on. I am.
Okay.
So I think for me, it's a little bit of both. Sometimes you can get caught up in the winning a little bit too much.
Okay.
Because I'm judged based on wins and losses. I'm not always judged on my personality.
Okay.
So, I'm judged on wins and losses.
Gotcha.
But I'm also understanding that these are kids. I was their age at one point. I dealt with some of the same. I don't have to deal with all the issues that these guys today have to deal with.
Okay.
But I had to deal with some of them. So, I think you have to do both.
Okay.
You got to wear both hats.
How do you manage it? I call it managing the monster. Sometimes I know when it's such extreme pressure to win, and you're intense. How do you de-escalate yourself? How do you de-stress yourself? Do you depend on your coaching staff? Are they able to talk to you? If you get upset, is there someone that you go to who you trust who can say, "Hey, man"?
I'll give you a story. There was a point in time, I won't say when, but it's happened within the last year. There was a point where I just went berserk on the guys.
Okay.
I didn't like the effort. I didn't like the energy. I didn't like what they were giving us. I didn't like their toughness. And it was one practice where I just let them have it.
Oh, wow.
If they breathed the wrong way, I was on.
Okay.
I let them have it. And the next day, two of my assistant coaches, and they know who they are.
Okay.
The two of my assistant coaches called me. One of them called me and said, "Hey, coach, I wanted to talk to you about yesterday."
Yeah.
I kind of went a little bit old. You kind of went a little bit, you really put your foot on the accelerator. And another coach had texted me and said, "Hey, man, coach, congrats on this and that, and whatever." But yesterday, I think he was a little much. So I think it's a mixture of several things.
Okay.
My staff, those guys reach out to me. Obviously, we talk every day.
Okay.
So we talk, and they all let me know if there's something, because the kids go to them before they come to me.
Gotcha.
So they have a good pulse on them. So my staff will let me know. But, I think the other thing that kind of de-escalates me, I don't know if there's a whole lot that de-escalates me.
Okay.
I kind of stay on our guys there. But again, I'm not doing it out of to be a menace. I'm doing it because I'm passionate. I'm doing it because I want them to be successful.
Okay.
I'm doing it because, right now I'm the gatekeeper of basketball.
Gotcha.
And so there's a standard. And if we not, and my job is to get us to play at a standard consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So um, they, I think my staff plays a big role, but I probably need to figure out some ways to de-escalate myself like that.
Okay. You kids now are different than they used to be.
Yeah.
Are the kids receiving the message? I mean, are they responding to the tough coaching? Are they responding in the way that you would like them to?
Time will tell.
Okay. So it's still early.
Time will tell.
Okay.
Time will tell. Again, kids are. This is in general, not the Leo players. Kids in general have some stubbornness in them, right?
Okay.
We all did.
That's a good strong kid. You want to.
I mean, it's a part of being a teenager.
Yeah.
Is you think you have all the answers.
Okay.
So I'm never going to conquer that battle.
Yeah.
I'm not. Like, I'm never going to conquer this battle of, kids are going to have some stubbornness in them. They're going to think they got all the answers. But I think time will tell if they'll fully buy in. I think they want to be coached.
Gotcha.
I think they want to buy in.
Okay.
It's just getting them to quiet their ego to buy in to what we're telling them, when we're preaching to them, when we're trying to get them to buy into. And that comes with time. That's not something that happens overnight.
Okay.
You're not just gonna walk in. You're not just gonna have somebody walk in the door and say, If we get some guys come in and they all in from day one, that's great.
Wow.
That makes my job easy.
Gotcha.
But I don't think that's coaching. Part of coaching is it's convincing them to believe in the message.
Gotcha.
It's getting them to buy into the message. That's part of coaching.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd love to get it, but the reality is you're not always going to get kids to buy in immediately. That happens in the program. They don't immediately buy in.
Right.
Take some time.
Right. Well, I'm going to give you a chance to get some closing remarks, because right now we're at a venue and there's other activities going on, and we don't want, everybody's been very, very kind.
I saw you had some more masks.
Oh, yeah. I have a whole bunch of questions.
Did I cover?
I think you covered the important parts.
The important parts, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So everything's important. I think for the first initial interview, I think you addressed what you needed to address. Yeah. You had an agenda. You were very clear what you wanted to say and to the people. Yeah. So I made some questions based on, not knowing if you were properly prepared or not. Yeah. But there were still some questions I had that I'd like to ask. But just because
I'm here. Okay, we can do this one time. Yeah. Come to Leo and we'll sit down and get some things, because I know there's some things that people want. I know there are things that many of the alumni want answers for.
Right.
They want to know, yes, where do we stand as a program?
Right.
They want to know, what is my relationship? Do I have the support of our administration?
Right.
They want to know, what is my relationship like with our administration? Right. There are things they want to know. They want to know, who's your best player?
Right.
How's your freshman class?
Right.
And I'm willing to answer all those questions. But the purpose of this interview, of this time, this moment was I want to open the door. I want the door to be open. I don't necessarily have to open.
Right.
I want the door to be open for the alumni Leo to come back, to be a part of this. This is your program. This is your boys basketball program. And as I was telling some other alumni, there's no friction between the alumni of Brother Rice, St. Rita, Mount Carmel, all those other schools. They're bought into their schools through thick and thin. We have to have that too. Come back. This is your program. I'm just a gatekeeper. Yeah. The program's in good hands. It's in great hands. What I want you guys to come back. I want you guys to be devoted to our players. I want you to meet our players. I want you to get them to understand and be convinced that this is bigger than them. That the school, this program is bigger than them. There are a lot who came. There are a lot that came before them. There are many that came before them. Again, the Whitesides, the Clevelands, the Andre Browns. That this program has value. That we've kind of hit a little bump in the road. We're going to get over the bump and get to where we need to be, and that's going to be a lot easier for the players, for the program, if the alumni, everybody's back into it. our gym should be packed with alumni every single home game.
So I totally agree.
They should be there. They should be devoted to it. Um, Imagine how impressive it is when young eighth graders, some who happen to be pretty good at basketball, come to our gym and it's packed and it's loaded. Like, that's an atmosphere. Like, that's culture. That's what kids want. And so what I'm saying is I want you guys to come back. You guys, shoot me a text, my phone number, or call me. My phone number is 312-730-2679. Reach out to me. Let's talk. Let's figure out a way. If you want to come and talk to our players, let's figure out how we can make it happen. I want to move past. I want to move past what happened in the past. Move forward. Focus on our players. Focus on our program. And understand that my door's open. I'm willing to talk to anyone to make sure that that's a reality.
Okay, like I said, I'd like to thank you, Coach, for so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm glad you made yourself available
Yeah,
to talk, and I'm glad you took the initiative forward.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue this interview at another time, in another place. L to all the Leo family. Catch you guys later.